Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I am here to recap Game 3 of the regular season. Astros over the Oakland Athletics 9-1, and we out-hit them, I believe, 13-3, and wow, did the Astros do it again. This is a perfect start for Houston. Like, this is absurd. Our pitching is fantastic. Our offense is fantastic. Our players who struggled last year, aside from Correa, are doing fantastic this season. Let's get into it just right away. Lance McCullers gets the start on the bump, and he had a very strange day, but starting with the top half of the inning, Altuve flies out. Brantley gets hit by a pitch right on the wrist, which for a moment it looked like he was going to stay in the game. He would leave after the first inning, which was a bit of a bummer. So he gets hit. Diaz then doubles off the left field wall, moving Brantley over to third, and then Kyle Tucker rips one off the infielder's glove. I believe it was Elvis Andrus again, who has just been getting abused by the Astros so far. Brantley scored on that, ripped off of Elvis Andrus again, and then Correa grounded into a double play to end the first inning, because of course he did, but the Astros have a 1-0 lead pretty quickly. Hopefully that stays. It wouldn't. Bottom of the first, leadoff walk of Olsen, strikes out Matt Chapman, but then a base hit for Lance McCullers. Now it's tied 1-1 after 4 players. It was rough. Then he comes back, strikes out Chad Pinder, which was nice. And then another really nice strikeout of Piscotty to end the first. But 33 pitches in the first inning for Lance McCullers Jr., and it looked bad. I did not think he was going to make it past the 5th batter. I thought he was going to be taken out by Dusty, like real quick. And I wouldn't have blamed him. Like, he looked bad in the first inning. Like, and I love Lance McCullers Jr. I've talked about my love for him in the past, but he looked pretty bad in the first inning. In the second, Yordan Alvarez gets a hit up the middle. That was pretty nice. A wild pitch moves him over to second. Yuli gets a walk. Cool. Miles Straw, he shows a bunt for a second, right? And then he rips one up the middle to make the bases loaded. Martin Maldonado then strikes out. Big shocker. And Altuve singles to left field, giving the Astros a 1-0 or a 2-1 lead, a 1-run lead, which was Altuve. Man, he's on a tear so far this season. He only had the one hit today, but it was an RBI hit, and technically it was the winning run. And you might say, well, Weston, it was the winning run, and, but that was the second run of the game for the Astros in a, 9-1 blowout. So is that really clutch? And I would say probably not, but it's still the game-winning run. Anyway, after that, Chas McCormick comes up, who replaced Michael Brantley, who made his Major League debut today, so that was pretty cool. Or was it? No, it was not his Major League debut. That was Game 1, I believe. But he made his Major League plate appearance first. That was cool. And look, I know he struck out, and it sucked because that could have been a really good opportunity to add some more runs. Granted, we didn't end up needing it, and he would give us a run later on. But it's his first Major League plate appearance, and the bases are loaded. That is such an immense amount of pressure. I'm not going to get too hard on him. So he strikes out, and then Diaz flies out to end the second. So we only get 1 run out of it, but hey, that's all we would end up needing. We could have shut down offensively for the rest of the game, and we would have been fine. We almost kind of did for a while. Bottom of the second, A's go 1-2-3, and it was a totally different Lance McCullers Jr. in the second inning than the first. In the third, Kyle Tucker flies out, Carlos Correa grounds out again, and Yordan Alvarez goes the other way for a single, which was cool. That was his second hit already of the day. And then Yuli grounds out to end the third, which was a bummer. Mark Canha grounds out. Matt Olson singles. Matt Chapman walks. And then back-to-back strikeouts to end the third for Lance McCullers Jr. He, again, looked a little dicey for a minute, then just completely tightened it up, struck both batters out, ended it. In the fourth, Straw, Maldonado, and Altuve go 1-2-3, and in the bottom, another fantastic inning for Lance McCullers Jr. Ground out, fly out, and a nasty strikeout for Lance in the fourth. In the fifth, that is a loud thing that's going by my house anyway. In the fifth, Chas McCormick gets hit by a pitch, which, man, that's the first way you reach base for Chas McCormick, was a hit by pitch. That's kind of a bummer. So that happens for his first Major League base. Diaz puts it just out of the reach of Matt Chapman with a beautifully placed single. So that happens. Then Kyle Tucker pops out, which was a bummer. The A's change pitchers. Correa strikes out, And then, man, the Cuban Missile, or Yordan Alvarez, comes in, and I believe it was his first pitch that he saw. And he nukes one to left center. Home run, 3-run shot for Yordan, his first 1st of 2021, and I'm... Man, I understand, right? I understand that he played just a rookie campaign in 2019, and he only played 2 games last year. But you have had 300 plate appearances to analyze as Major League Baseball. You've had a lot of plate appearances to analyze, right? And you've had since June of 2019 to do it. You can't figure out Yordan algebra. It's awesome. Yordan, baby. Putting the Astros up 5-1. And then Yuli grounds out to end the top half. In the bottom half of the 5th, a ground out gets the first out, and then a really bad throw by Carlos Correa to pull Yuli off the bag. He was trying to run, and I get that he was probably kind of frustrated because at this point he was having a really rough game where it seemed like a lot of other players were succeeding to this point. So I get the frustration. That being said, this was a bad play by Correa. He pulls him off the bag. But then a hard hit ball to Jose Altuve that he tosses over to Carlos Correa at shortstop. Then he finishes the double play over to Yuli Gurriel to end the 5th and end Lance McCullers' day, which I thought was pretty good, but I'll get to that later on. In the 6th, Straw, Maldonado, and Altuve go 1-2-3 again. That's cool. And then the Astros bring in Ryan Stenek, who was fantastic today. Like, there's no other way to put it. He was wonderful. And in his first inning of work, in 20 pitches, he struck out the side. 1-2-3, 20 pitches, and they were all swinging strikeouts, which was very impressive for Ryan Stenek. In the 7th, McCormick, Diaz, and Tucker go 1-2-3. Stenek hits a batter, then a comebacker to Stenek that he throws to Altuve, who then throws over to Yuli for a double play, and then Tony Kemp pops out to Martin Maldonado to end the 7th. In the 8th, Correa did something. He had a double to right, which was cool. Yordan Alvarez flies out, Yuli pops out, and Straw flies out to end the inning, which sucked that we couldn't do anything with a leadoff double. In the bottom half of the 8th, the Astros bring in the cannoli man himself, Enoli Paredes, who had a pretty rough day. First batter, comebacker to him, and he looks like he wants to almost run it over to the bag himself, gets about 10 feet away, and then tosses it to Yuli, which I thought was kind of odd, kind of funny. So that happens. Then he loses Canna, walks him. Olsen gets a hit, and then there's runners at the corners. Then he walks Chapman, so the bases are loaded, and at that point, Dusty Baker says, "Okay, we're done. I'm bringing in the relief." And he brings in Brooks Raley, who I'm like, really? That's who you're bringing in? Yesterday, he looked pretty not good. I believe he only faced like 2 batters, and one of them was a 2-run home run, which... Okay, he has faith in him, so he brings in Brooks Raley. Gets a strikeout, then gets a flyout. Cool. Ends the 8th unscathed. Cool. That's great. Then in the 9th, quite a bit happens, right? The Astros score 4. To start it off, Maldonado leads off with a hit for his first of the season, which was nice to see for Maldonado. Altuve gets a walk. Chas McCormick almost launches one for a home run, and is just a couple of feet short, so he got his first Major League hit, which was pretty cool. Happy for him. Although I'm genuinely curious, how many Major League players have had a opportunity with the bases loaded and been hit by a pitch before they got their first Major League hit? That seems like that's got to be rare. Like, that just seems kind of odd to me. Anyway, so he gets that at 6-1 Astros. Then Diaz knocks one just over the shortstop. Altuve scores. It's 7-1, and there are runners at the corners. Wild pitch, McCormick comes running home, he scores, he is safe, it's 8-1 Astros, and then Kyle Tucker with a sac fly to make it 9-1, Correa scores, and Yordan grounds out along with a Yuli flyout to end the top of the 9th for the Astros. Then in the bottom of the 9th, nothing to note. 1-2-3 for the A's, and the Astros win 9-1. Now, last year, in our 10 games against the Oakland Athletics during the regular season, we had 25 runs in 10 games against the Athletics last year. We have 26 in our first 3 this year. We're 3-0. This is an unreal start for the Houston Astros, and they are off and sprinting, not just running, sprinting. So, pitching lines for the night. Lance McCullers goes 5 innings. He got the win. 2 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks. Pretty good, I would say. Ryan Stanek comes in. 2 innings of work. No hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit by pitch. Enoli Paredes comes in 1/3 of an inning, so not very much. A hit, no runs, no strikeouts, but 2 walks. Then Brooks Raley comes in. He gets the save because, I think that's kind of funny. Like, yeah, technically the winning run or the tying run was on or at the plate, but I think it's really funny that in a 9-1 game, he got a save. Like, there's something funny about that to me. So 1 2/3 innings of work, no hits, no runs, 1 strikeout, no walks. So he had a very nice bounce back night. Now, I want to say this. I thought we played pretty well pitching. Like, we only allowed 1 run, but boy, we were handing out 3-ball counts like it was candy. I think we had like 13 or 14 3-ball counts today, which is insane. And I think that actually might be through 13 or 14 just 3-0 or 3-1 counts, and not even full counts. It was crazy. So, on to my final thoughts, right? Yordan Alvarez is very, very good at this whole baseball thing, and I think he found something that he can stick at. Because my goodness gracious, Yordan Alvarez today, 3 for 5, a 3-run home run, as well as 2 runs. I mean, Yordan Alvarez, man. You keep expecting him to, like, slow down with production. In his rookie season, he was unreal. He was insane. Last year, I know it was only 2 games, but he had a home run, and he looked pretty darn good. And now this season, he already is lighting it up. I think he's batting, like, I know it's only been 2 games, but I think he's batting, like, 450 or something insane. I want to get it really quickly. 385. And again, I know it's only a couple of games, but still, that's crazy for Yordan Alvarez. And he had a fantastic game today as well. Lance McCullers Jr., right? He gets to start his first one of 2021, and it's very, very strange. 5 innings, 1 run, 7 strikeouts. Looking at those, fantastic night. There's nothing to complain about there. That's like, wow, and that's on the road for Lance McCullers. That's fantastic. Now, 3 walks and a 33-pitch first inning, along with quite a few innings where there were just a lot of base runners aboard. That doesn't look great, right? That looks a little iffy. Now, all in all, I think he had a really bad first inning, and I think he struggled a little bit with control. But I thought he had a very nice day. 7 strikeouts is very good if he can get the control a little bit better, and he clearly had decent control because after the first inning, I think it was just 1 walk and no runs after the first inning. So in 4 innings, a walk, no runs, and I think 5 of the strikeouts in those 4. So I'm going to say Lance McCullers had a very good day. He got the win today. Hopefully he can get the control a little bit more locked down before the next couple of starts. But yeah, a very solid start to Lance McCullers. All 3 of the Astros starters have had very solid starts. Ryan Stenek, right? So we brought him in, just took a flyer on the guy. Didn't expect to get much out of him. And my goodness gracious, he looked fantastic today. He was magnificent. 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, and faced the minimum. What more can you want from the guy? Or excuse me, he didn't face the minimum. He had the hit by pitch. No, he did still face the minimum because that was raced with the double play. Sorry, my brain sometimes forgets that I need to, Anyway, he looked really good today, and, I'm hoping that this can be a very solid bullpen arm because Lord knows we need bullpen help. And then finally, Brooks Raley, fantastic rebound game. Only faced 2 batters yesterday, home run given up, great rebound day, got the save, 1 2/3, no base runners. Great night or afternoon or evening or whatever you want to call it for Brooks Raley. Very happy with that. So that is it for this video. I want to briefly say thank you guys so much for the response on the first 2 videos for the season for the Astros. The first one has already gotten 100 views, and the second one's at about, I think, 80 at this point, which is insane because the second one's only been up for like 9 hours, and it's already gotten like 80 views, which is crazy to me. And I just want to say thank you guys, because I would love, it's sort of like a goal in the back of my mind, and I guess I'll share it. I have the goal and the hope. I'm at like 7,800 total views on the channel. I hope to get to 10,000 by the All-Star break, and I'm at about 140 subscribers, and I'd love to get to 200 by the All-Star break. So those are some goals if you want to, press that button. But I just wanted to thank you guys for the response. It was truly awesome. I was ecstatic about that. And along with that, that's all I wanted to say about that. But for tomorrow's game, we have the A's again. Jose Urquidy will get the start, and it is at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I don't know, the recap might be a little bit later because it's Easter tomorrow, and obviously Easter dinner is a thing. So it might be a little bit later, but hopefully I can just cut out for a minute and come up here and record a video. So that is all I have to say. thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Astros.